Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Just the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at their comic book and action figure Donatello set. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out and thank you so much to the loyal subjects for sending me over this amazing figure to shoot and review for you guys. If you guys didn't know, I do host a weekly live show, and I did have the owner of the loyal subjects on the show about I believe early summer in June, July, if I'm not mistaken, which is how I essentially established a relationship with them. And now, thankfully, they are sending me some amazing figures to shoot and review for you guys. So the first one being this amazing Donatello figure. Now, I did get a few questions on my reels that I posted about this guy. Why is his bandana red if he is Donatello? Because, as we all know, Donatello is the purple colored turtle. However, the colored bandanas did not come about until the 1980s TV show, which was brought about in order to help kids differentiate the turtles amongst themselves. Because prior to that, all four turtles did have red bandanas in the recolorized version of the original comic books. And I say the recolorization because the original comics were in black and white. And it wasn't until, I believe, comic like 13 or 14 is when they started really adding color to the covers, not even to the actual pages, but to the covers themselves. And when they did finally add colors to those covers, all the turtles had red bandanas. So that's essentially the version of Donatello that the loyal subjects is going for here. So with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and take a look at all the great stuff that he does come with. So as the box says right there, comic book and action figure. So along with this figure, you also get this amazing best of Donatello comic book right here, which has the same cover as the box art right there. And it is actually quite thick for a comic book. So you get some good stories. You get some stories with Donnie in his red bandana right there, as you can see. However, you do also get some stories with Donnie in his purple bandana. This is a best of, so it kind of spans all sorts of different kinds of storylines, from IDW to even Mirage, as you saw at the beginning. So yeah, super cool. And if you haven't already, I highly recommend you checking out The Last Ronin. It is a phenomenal story, and especially if you're a TMNT fan. It's the first story we have gotten from Eastman and Laird since the 1980s, so definitely worth checking out. But super cool and awesome. So yeah, this figure is actually pretty cool and awesome, and actually really surprised me with its amazing articulation and great paint colors. Now the paint applications are a little off on this head sculpt right here, but let's be honest, guys, what toy company nowadays doesn't have any kind of QC issues? Hasbro. So you know, this is still a really good figure in itself. But along with the comic book, you do also get a few extra stuff. You do get an alternate head, so he is wearing a more serious head right there, and we do also get a more lighthearted smiling head, which kind of looks like a Mikey head, but it's a Donnie head. Kind of similar to the box art right there. You do also get a few extra hands. You do get a pair of sea grip hands, which he is currently using to hold his staff right there. You do also get a pair of fisted hands right here, as you can see, as well as some open action hands. And last but not least, you do get a slice of pizza. What Ninja Turtle figure would be complete without a slice of pizza? So yeah, that is all the accessories that he does come with, except for that bow staff that he's currently holding in his hand. So why don't we go ahead and take him off the turntable, pull him closer so we can take a nice closer look at all the amazing great detail in this guy. Alright guys, so here we have Donnie up close to the camera so we can take a look at all the great detailing. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at his bow staff right here. It is all one color with a little bit of detailing right there in the middle, but still cool nonetheless. So moving back onto the figure, by the way, these guys do stand at about 5 inches tall, so they are in between, say, a Super 7 and a NECA, because I think NECAs are 6 inch, or I guess they're not in between. My bad, my math is horrible, but they're right under a NECA and 2 inches under a Super 7. So that being said, guys, let's go ahead and just take a look at an overview of this figure. Very well, nicely painted. I love the green that they chose for this guy. The belt right here, it does come in package like this, so that way you have to just plug it in. But it's a simple thing to just plug in right there, and it plugs in, holds the bow staff right there. However, it is a bit loose, but it does still hold it. But Oh, no, never mind. It doesn't slide through. You're good. It holds it. But yeah, really cool. The paint apps are really good. Besides, in this head sculpt right here, as you can see, it's not too well, but the other head sculpt is well done. So I feel like it's just a 1 in a million situation with this head sculpt right here. But the yellow is nice on the shell right here. You do have a D on the belt right here, which I feel is a bit of the loyal subjects kind of doing what they want, because I don't think they had the lettering on their belts until the cartoon series as well, but I could be mistaken. But other than that, yeah, I love the way the shell looks too. I don't know what it is about it, but I absolutely love the way the shell looks. So yeah, guys, I guess with that being said, there's not too much to really look at, although there are some surprising points of articulation that they actually do better than NECA, so we'll get to that when we get to that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on into this guy's articulation. Starting off with the head, his head is actually very limited in movement. He'll look to the right, he'll look to the left. He won't really look up and down though, and he has very little head wobble, and that is because, let's see if I can get this off without, yep, there we go. And that's because his joint right here is actually just a ball joint. There's no dumbbell to it, so you don't get any kind of movement at all from there, besides, you know, rotation on the head. Taking a look at his arms, you do get a butterfly joint right there, and they will go all the way out to a T-pose right there. 360 rotation at the arms, bicep swivel, and this is, whoops, his hand popped out, but this is the point of articulation where I say he actually does better than, say, a NECA figure, because they actually were able to split the joint right there. It isn't perfect still. I mean, you know what, I take that back. Maybe a NECA figure can do just as much, but it doesn't feel as hindered as a NECA figure does because of the way they work the joints right here. The NECA one feels really hindered because of the pad. You do get some articulation in the waist, which is really good. Not too many Ninja Turtle figures come with articulation in that area because of the solid shell piece right here, but they do include some. His legs will kick out, whoops, that far. So unfortunately, Donnie cannot join the cheerleading squad, but it's okay. He's got his brothers to join their own. He will kick forward that far. He will kick back, not at all, but he does come with an upper thigh cut right there. He does come with double hinge knees, which allow him to go back that far, and ankle articulation will go down that far, up that far, and rotation at that ankle. So yeah, guys, all in all, this is actually a surprisingly good Ninja Turtle line. So also the price point on these guys is actually pretty fucking good. So if you're looking to get some kiddos into a Ninja Turtle line, or yourself into another Ninja Turtle line that's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, I would highly recommend these Loyal Subject Ninja Turtle figures. And the really cool thing is they're actually doing some really cool variants and different versions of these guys. Like, they're just coming out with some street ones, which look really cool. They came out with them shadow ones. They even came out with some classic Mirage Shredder and Foot Ninja ones. So super cool and awesome, and I'm excited to see where else they go with this line. So that being said, guys, that wraps up this guy's articulation. Alright, guys, that has been my review of the Loyal Subjects Donatello comic book and action figure set. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this figure, and if you've made it this far in the video, type down in the comments below, does machines, because, well, Donatello does machines. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day.